Hello and welcome to another Flywheel Films video. We are interrupting your regularly scheduled Miata content for another video with my wagon. So this is a 2012 Acura TSX, and I think it's actually aged very, very well for being 12 years old. But one way that I can make it look a little bit more modern and improve safety at the same time is by updating the lighting in this vehicle. Today I'm going to be swapping over a bunch of bulbs from incandescent to LED. I will have chapter markers all throughout the video, so stay tuned, and I'll show you some before and after as well. This video will be pretty straightforward. We don't need a whole lot of tools to do it. I have some plastic trim removal pieces here. This is just to help get the taillights off. I'll show you that in a moment. A Phillips screwdriver, once again, it's to replace the taillight bulbs. And then I have all of our bulbs, and these are thanks to our friends at AUTOONE. They sent all these out to modernize the TSX. So I'll be throwing these in today, and I will give you a review once I get everything in. So we'll start under the hood, and fun fact, if you own a Honda, there's a good chance that you have two positions for your hood prop. To make it a little bit easier on ourselves, we will be moving it to the more upright service position. Just gives us a little bit more room, and I won't be bonking my head on it getting in and out. So we'll start on the projectors up here. So these are the ones I really wanted to change. They are pretty dull as far as high beams go. The low beams are actually already a pretty nice bulb, so I don't know if I'll be replacing those, but these were a huge one that I wanted to replace, and as you can tell too, really need to do a headlight restoration on that, but that will be coming in a future video. Your high beam is actually just right here on the driver's side, right behind your battery, and in order to remove it, first you just want to disconnect the plug. See if I can do it one-handed. There we go. And then it's just a twist, and then you should be able to maneuver it out. And there you go. You can tell the ones that came with the car are a little bit tired. If it wants to focus. Not looking the hottest. So here are the 9005 bulbs from AUTOONE, and they even include some little gloves for you. Look at that. So here's the new unit from AUTOONE, and the old one looks like these are Sylvanios, which definitely a very reputable brand, but this one is for sure a little bit beefier, and I'm hoping much better performance with it. So let's throw it in the car. Do my best to show what's going on here. So down in here, like I said, there's this little plug, and you just want to get this plug with the little tooth on that side to line up with the clip release on this side. Now we are in. Didn't really get a super satisfying click from that. There it goes. And then now it's just that same twist motion to get it back in its little slot. We are securely locked in. It's a little bit difficult to line up the teeth with it, but once you get it, you are good. So I'm super curious. This is, like I said, the bulb I'm most excited about. I'm going to drop my garage door to simulate a dark night, and I haven't touched the one on the passenger side, and we're going to do a little side-by-side comparison. So let's check that out real quick. Low beams and then high beams. Wow. That is a massive difference. Coming around the car now, you can see even from this angle, the difference is pretty crazy. So here we have the low beams on, and that's crazy. So this is the new light from AUTOONE. And then if we look over on this side, I thought it was an amber light, but it's actually this high beam on its low setting. So now if we go back in the car, we flip it to the brights, Wow. It's a crazy difference. The low beams, I think this is just your daytime running lights here. And then brights. So basically we just rinse and repeat for the passenger side with one difference. So we have what I believe is our coolant overflow tank here. And it actually just slots in and out on this little track here, which is awesome. Very well thought out by the folks over at Honda. So now you can kind of just place this out of the way, because it will be in the way if you try to remove the bulb without it. And then just like the other side, we're going to disconnect our harness here. Once the harness is disconnected, very easy to just twist and remove this guy here. There we go. Go grab the other bulb. And here we go. Here's our new bulb from AUTOONE. See what the easiest way to do this is. Reconnect there. And then do not forget to put your tank back in. And just like that, we have brand new high beams. Now I want to knock out the fog lights, and in order to provide a little bit easier access, I'm actually going to jack up the front of the car also, so I can show y'all a little bit better what is going on here. So I don't put my hood into my garage door, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the hood. Should be done under here anyway. Be responsible instead of jack stands, I suppose. TSXs do have a jack point in the center of the car. Your front subframe. I'm gonna leave the jack in place, but it's always good to have jack stands. Just so if your jack gives out or something happens, there's something standing between you, the car, and the ground. We are on the ground, and what you should expect is a little panel here that will provide access to the back of your fog light. If your car is like mine, you might be missing that panel on the other side. But yeah, you just have a couple clips here. Should be able to just use a Phillips or a flathead screwdriver to pop those panels out. Let's do that real quick. There's the back of your fog light housing. So I need to go ahead and get that off. All you have to do is break a couple clips, I guess. So went ahead and twisted it out just like all of the other ones. And then this little guy here, you just unplug it. Just like before, here is what I just pulled out. And here is our replacement unit from AUTOONE. Throwing this guy in just like so, or like so. There you go, you get your little clip there. And then let me go ahead and put this back up in the housing. That was also a little more difficult than I thought it should be, but there you have it. The AUTOONE bulb is in there. I'll test it out here in a second. So, headlights on, fog lights. Wow, that looks super cool. So we have the yellow down below on this side, and then if you can see the comparison between the old and the new. The old ones still have a yellowish hue to them, but I think that's just from them being kind of a not great halogen bulb. Now we're on the other side and you can see, holy cow, what a difference. Really excited with how all this is turning out. Definitely not the easiest bulb to replace, but definitely worth it. Now we're on the passenger side and not exactly sure what happened here, but needless to say, I'll have a little bit easier access to get what I need to get to. So maybe I can show you a little bit more clear on this side. Just like that. The old one is out. Push the little clip in. There we go. New bulb from AUTOONE here. So now for the rear, bit of a spoiler, I've actually already done the outside brake light, but I will show you how to do it on this side. So replacing your blinkers and taillights is actually pretty simple. There's only one little tricky bit, and I'll show you how to do it, but you just want to lift up your hatch here. And you want to grab your handy trim removal tool, and you have to pop off this panel here to get access to the screws that are holding the taillight in underneath. And you want to take it from the top and pop it off. I'll show you why here in just a second. But this piece actually slides in and then pops into this little grommet here. You do not want to pry from any other side, because if you see on here, it's got these two little channels where it slides into here and here. And then this is disgusting, so I'm gonna clean this real quick. It's one of those while you're in there type things. And then now you just take your Phillips head screwdriver, or it looks like maybe like an 8mm bolt. You might think it's free, but it's not. There's actually two more little clips on the back here that you need to pry out, and these gave me a little bit of a hard time the first time. I'm gonna try a slightly different approach, and you're gonna do it with me. So the clips are on this back side here, pretty much here and here, and they go straight into the body. So you want to be careful when you pry. There it goes. There's the lower one. There it goes. That went much better than the first time. So then there you go. You have the back of both your brake light and your indicator. So out with the old. In there. Old garbage incandescent bulb. And in with the new red LED unit from AUTOONE. And there we go. And these are just the same as the front. You just have a little twist motion to lock and unlock it from its housing. And then once you have it in there, you are good to reinstall. So this is quite dirty in here, but I'm actually not going to clean all of that up. And then once you have it there, what to just do, press both of those grommets back in, put your screws back in, and then like I said before, take this guy. You want to make sure that these two slot in where they need to. You'll see, because it'll fit super flush. And that's it. Now last and probably most difficult is going to be these bulbs right here. So I wanted to replace this one here and this one here, because the reverse lights I wish were a lot brighter. So go ahead and try to snag those really quick. I saw a video of a guy explaining, it's the only video I could find on how to pop off these trunk panels. And he said if you just take a plastic trim removal tool, so this guy right here has 4 little grommets holding it on, and then it slots in to these side pieces using these little clips here. And then these side guys should just pull off. And then there is 2 screws within the handles, the grab handles here. And that's the wrong kind of screwdriver. There's that, so 2 more on this. And then apparently this guy here just pops off. Holy cow. That worked, I guess. No damage, except this little guy got knocked out of its little locating hole. Look at that. So you have a lot of clips holding this in, obviously. But if you just yank on the handle, it will come out. Wow, it's pretty cool to see the inside of this thing. I'll give y'all a better look. So here you go. And then we need to get to these little bulbs right here. Right on the back side of this. So we have our little, I guess, hatch running light, and then our, what I assume is a reverse light here. Once again, I have all of the different bulbs linked down in the description. And these were really, really easy to take out once you have the plastics revealed. Remember I said they're easy to install or uninstall? I guess installing is always harder. So here's the old. Here's the new. And let me go throw it in reverse real quick. Here's a little bit of a closer look. This little guy is much easier to pull out than it is to put back in. And there you go, let's get these swapped. So I made a minor mistake. I realized that I put the clear ones in that hatch running light instead of the red ones that I got. So I'm swapping those out. I had to pull off the plastics again. And then I'm going to add the clear ones in for the license plate illumination lights, just because those are also pretty weak. So here's a quick side-by-side of the difference in those LED license plate bulbs. Holy cow. It's about the best angle that I can get you. But essentially with these, you don't actually have to remove the interior plastics to get to it. You just have to pry it out. There's going to be a little lip on one of the sides of this. There's a lip on this side, and then there's a little, I don't know, spring on this side. So if you push it in, it'll allow you to pop itself out. And then we have the little bulb here. New bright white LED one. Slot that in. We're done. Less than a minute. So just to summarize all of the bulbs that we swapped out, the high beams are swapped for LED. They were incandescent before. The fog lights were also incandescent, and they have been swapped for amber LED. That's probably what I'm most excited about, to be honest. I left the low beams in place as they are already a nice like xenon or LED bulb. And then moving around back, the outer and the inner brake light have both been swapped for red LEDs, so it's kind of a deeper red than it was before, which I really like. The reverse lights are now a white LED, much brighter, which I think this car definitely needed. The license plate lights have been swapped for LEDs, so you can see my really fun custom plate a lot better at night. Yeah, so definitely a lot more LEDs on the rear. Once again, the only LEDs or only bulbs on this vehicle that are not LEDs now are just the blinkers, at least on the exterior. So super, super content. Let's get you an outro. If you've made it this far, really appreciate you watching. There will be more content with the Acura to come. Obviously, it is filthy right now, and the exterior is not how I want it to look, so we will be addressing that. Catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.